Andy, a disappointing 3-0 defeat on the road at Bromley again today. How do you assess today's result?
Disappointing result, obviously. Disappointing the referee as well today. I think everyone can look and think we've got battered 3-0. Not the game at all. Really cagey first half. Pretty different feel to the game than to last week. They kind of sat in a little bit, low block, mid block. But I thought we didn't have enough in terms of trying to break them down. We moved the ball too slow. Didn't break lines quick enough. Didn't get in behind them near enough. So we didn't really deserve anything in terms of that. But the first goal, again, like we've had the ball, one ball over the top. We've got to defend better. But the angle we've seen, not a penalty. I don't think he's touched him. That's just the angle we've seen, and we've seen it straight away. Not a penalty. So I don't know if he's guessed or what. But wait till you see the second goal. Do you know what I mean? These are big decisions, massive decisions, because they haven't done enough to beat us in terms of their play through us or anything like that. As in quality wise. By the way, they probably deserve to win or whatever today. But I mean the second goal, he's punched the ball in the net. He's punched it in. I mean, how'd you get away with that? Our bench seeing it, their bench seeing it. The fourth official standing next to us, he surely can see it. They're running back going, well done referee, cheers for that, like tongue in cheek. I seen their bench kind of turn their back quickly because it's laughable. We're coming to a stage of the season now and you're allowed to punch the ball into the back of the net. It's a big goal. Do you know what I mean? 1-0, you're in the game. 2-0, it's hard, especially a place like this with the pitch, the conditions, the way they play. To be fair to them, they were really graceful in defeat last week. I'm trying to give them as much. Obviously the referee, it's killed us, it's cost us. But we haven't done enough to win the game ultimately. I get that, but those decisions turn games, and that's two massive decisions. The penalty, because there's bodies around it, you can half kind of like see why the refs give it, even if we've looked it back and it's not. We don't think it's a penalty. He's not touched him. But the second one, you've got to give that. It's embarrassing. The fourth official can see it standing right next to us, and that's the game changer. And we have to take labs off. We have to go for it second half. We had half chances. They just sit in a low block, catch us on the counter attack. So it looks like we've been battered. But far from the truth. And I'm waffling. You've only asked me one question. I'll move on quickly. But I'm really disappointed with that. But that game ain't going to define us. We are way better than that, by the way. We were nowhere near it in terms of how we want to go about things. Too slow, laboured. But decisions have cost us today massively. But we move on quickly.
And you just touched on the changes there. I think we ended up with 5 attackers on the pitch at the final whistle, going everything at it, and it just shows that we've got the bodies back now and we can, lick our wounds and go again next Saturday against York.
Yeah, sometimes that doesn't work. We just throw flows of striker, and it wasn't so much as that. It was because there was a low block. Saabs couldn't run in behind. Callum Maycock couldn't run in behind. Becky could, obviously. He done really well when he come on last week, and maybe Tavs can break away from that, or a Tyre, or Jack Stevens. Bence, obviously, because he was having a lot of ball in front of him, maybe a little bit of quality from him. So they were kind of reasons for the changes, but that's all become mainly because of that second goal. If that don't stand, we're in the game. They've still got to come out at us a little bit, because it's like the game's on a knife edge. That goal kills us. Unfortunately, and we have to lick our wounds and move on now.
Getting through these kind of games at this stage of the season relatively unscathed, no injuries, is that a positive? You look at it going into the playoffs as well?
Well, if there is a positive, I think that's probably the one we take from today. We're getting bodies back. Mozza's nearly back. I just didn't think he was ready today. We're at a stage. Everyone's apart from Warbs at the moment. Everyone's fit. So we're leaving players out of the squad now, which is obviously tough. But obviously decisions we've got to make going forward in terms of game by game. The lads have got to grab their shirt now as well. There's bodies coming back in. People fighting for their places, especially after a loss like that now. That's more evident than ever. But we're in a really good place. That's 3 losses in 18 games. You've come here in 2 games against the top team who've been in the top 3 all season, and we've competed with them like toe to toe, regardless of the 3-0 scoreline today. There's nothing in this game at all in terms of quality, in terms of chances, all that sort of stuff. So don't get blindsided by the result in terms of how emphatic it was. There's not much in the team. We know we can be miles better. We have to look at even the goal that went in and he's punched it in. I'll say it again, he's punched it in or slapped it in. We've got to do better with the initial bit, so we'll work on that. The first goal, it's a one ball that we worked on. We talked about it. They did it at Barnet the other day. Even if it isn't a penalty, so they're the things you've got to work on. Obviously, creating chances, nowhere near enough shots on goal. So we'll have a look at that. But I can't wait till next week now. I'm really like this. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's exciting. Look, everything about the football club at the moment is exciting, and gutted about today, obviously. But we move on quickly, and looking forward to next week.
And last of all, just touch on the travelling support again today.
Yeah, outstanding today. I know it's a different kind of game last week, and we get a few more, obviously bodies out there. But they were magnificent again today. Didn't have much to cheer about, really. Let's be honest. We owe them a performance at home next week and going in hopefully to the playoffs. So a massive thank you to them.
Andy, thank you for your time.